Good morning. Welcome to the Community Voice. I can't believe it's Monday, Community Voice. I'm Steve Gradick, your host. I'm at it again, and I don't know why, but I keep doing this. Anyway, hope you're having a great day. Hope you have a great week. We're going to have an exciting week because we'll have an announcement about Southwire coming up soon. And we want to invite you to call in 678-601-TALK, 678-601-8255. We're also on Facebook Live. News Talk 1330, of course, Facebook page. You can listen to us on 106.3 FM and 1330 AM. Listen to us on the TuneIn app. Go to our website, and you can stream us live. And short of that, about the only other thing left is for us to come to your house, which we can do. All right. We're honored to have in studio a good friend of mine, and I don't have many friends, as you know, but she's one of them, Mary Hart, Executive Director. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
And Executive Director of Circles of West Georgia. Well, I'm a little familiar with the organization. I think it's probably one of the finest ones we have in this community because we have numerous, I can't remember the number, of nonprofits in West Georgia and Carroll County. And they're all phenomenal, but this one's close to my heart. Hey, Mary Hart. Yeah, I'm going to start talking in rhyme pretty soon. For those of us who are, for those of in the audience who haven't heard of Circles of West Georgia, give us a little overview, if you will, please.
Sure. Circles of West Georgia started in 2015 as a nonprofit, and the mission really is to eliminate poverty in our community, and we do that in two ways. We have a weekly meeting where people from the community join us for about a 2-year program, and they are matched with mentors who help them determine their own goals and work their way through their goals out of poverty. And we also have really stepped up a community effort in advocacy and education about what is poverty in our region, and looking at doing research and what we can do to eliminate or certainly lessen the effects of poverty.
I think one of the most confusing things about Circles of West Georgia is you group the people that you serve as leaders.
That's right.
And how in the world does that make sense, or how did that come about?
Well, I love the terms that Circles of USA, first of all, is a national program. And so we're one of about 27 chapters around the United States and Canada. And I think that the terminology as far as leader goes came from the founder, Scott Miller, who believes that the people who are in poverty know their situation best and are able to determine what they need to get out of poverty. And so they are therefore called the leader. And the allies are the people who come and work to support with them in relationships. So.
You know, that's a wonderful terminology, and it kind of breaks the mold as we look at this, because somebody that is pulling themselves out of poverty, a lifetime of poverty, quite possibly, are taking a leadership position not only for themselves but for their children, for their families, and for their neighbors, and they have an impact well beyond themselves.
That's right. Well, we really work closely with our leaders in, first of all, helping them establish what are some of their personal goals. But I feel a strong component of our program is also to help them gain more voice in general. And whether it's, we have certain people that have been working with the Housing Authority or different groups. They were very active in the transportation for our region, and having them be able to speak publicly, using their own story, also is a way that they become leaders, not just in their family, not just in their situation, but in our community.
I want to, after our next break, I want to delve more deeply into this because I think it's a wonderful concept, and it really does lift people one person at a time out of poverty. In some cases, restores their dignity, and certainly breaks the cycle of poverty in the welfare system. But in order to run a nonprofit, as we all know, what's that mean? You've got to raise some money somehow. And Circles of West Georgia has a unique way of doing so, and it's called Christmas. This year it's called Christmas on Dixie. Tell us about it.
Well, we're really excited about this. This program, this is now our third tour of homes. We call it the Designer Show House. And the last 2 years, we had one home that was decorated. We have community members who come in, artists, interior designers, florists, and they really take over the home decorating. And this year, we're fortunate enough to have 3 homes. So it will start at the Bursons, 206 Dixie Street, and then we also have the Garrett's home and the Acock home. And so we have about 28 designers, artists, florists who will be coming in and transforming these homes so people can tour. Our tours will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday and Saturday, 10 to 5, and Sunday, 1 to 4. And for a reasonable price of a $20 ticket, people will be able to come in and see how these designers have transformed these homes.
Do you have to be there? There are a few of us out in the world who are not really into interior design, floral arrangements, etc. I mean, it's nice, but if you're not into that, you can still attend. You can still buy a ticket, bring some people, and you can really see something. Maybe that you can learn a lot. Can you not?
You can. You can see all the different. To me, it's really an artistic kind of show house also. And not only can you view it, but some of our designers will be selling their decorations. So if you really decided that you loved a particular room in one of these houses, you can actually ask the designer if you can purchase that and bring it home. So for those who aren't very artistic, that's a takeaway. We also have an art gallery. And so we have several community artists who will be coming and setting up their art as well, just to showcase.
Now, when is that?
It is going to be completely through the same hours as the tour,
Yeah,
and
but
it will be set up at the Burson's house.
Okay, really?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, and if nothing more, this gets you into a couple of historic homes.
That's right.
Yeah, you know. So, and that's fascinating too. I mean, it's a very historic street, of course, and these are historic homes. So, and I'm sure they're gorgeous.
They are. I mean, I haven't seen them decorated yet. We'll be moving in starting today, and so the decorators will come in today and tomorrow, and have them set up. And so we also have a gala on Thursday night from 5 to 8 p.m. And this is a sneak preview. So for a $200 ticket, people can come and tour the homes. There will be a reception as far as appetizers and beverages at the Burson's home. And so they'll be able to come in and have a more intimate look at the 3 homes.
Wow, and all this goes to an extremely worthwhile cause, which is the funding of Circles West Georgia.
That's right.
So,
This is our major fundraiser for the year.
yeah.
So
it's very important. Well, we're honored to have in studio Mary Hart, Executive Director of Circles of West Georgia. We're going to be back to talk more about the Designer Show House, Christmas on Dixie, the gala, and I want to get more into the details about Circles, what it is, and why it's so important. And we'll be back with more after this from Tanner Health System.
At Tanner, we're advancing health throughout West Georgia and East Alabama because we know that exceptional care isn't based on how many patients we serve, but how well we serve them. That's why we're focused on quality, delivering the best possible care for our patients. It's why we're expanding our clinical services and building new facilities to serve our growing community. And it's why we're looking beyond our hospitals and medical practices to develop sustainable wellness and preventive health programs in our region. What makes a hospital great has changed. It's not how many beds we have. It's how well we care for the neighbors who need them. Delivering the right care to every patient, every time, is how Tanner is advancing health with medicine beyond measure. Learn more at tanner.org or find a physician on our medical staff by calling 770-214-CARE.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Community Voice. I'm Steve Gradick, your host on a Monday morning. It's the 15th of October, first day of voting. It's also payday for some people, and we're all very happy about everything. So anyway, how about that? We're honored to have in studio Mary Hart, Executive Director, Circles of West Georgia. We're talking about the Designer Showcase. It's the third annual Circles Designer Show House, Christmas on Dixie. And we were talking before the break regarding for those of us who are not interior decorators or inclined artistically or generally not into all of this, it's still a fascinating thing for some of us to I represent, I'm a spokesperson for that group, to come and enjoy and still to support Circles. But now, we talk about decorating these three homes, very beautiful homes. Who are some of the decorators and what can we expect to see?
Sure. Well, I have a list of our decorators here, so I'll just
give me a sampling
give
of
you
some.
who they are. Greg Hendricks from Front Porch. April Preston, Woven Cottage Interiors. Julie Wilson, Charles C. Spruill, Adrian Stewart, Dawn Huss, Becky Hill, Alicia Wyndham, Lauren Yates, Karen Reeves, Karen Graham, Corbett Lane, Susan Jenny, Kristen Vance, Amanda Perrion, Amy Pointer, and Lisa Haney Joswick. So we have several this year who've stepped up, and many are community members with florists and interior designers and furniture stores, and some are just community members who wanted to participate.
But they all have a good eye.
They all have a good eye.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, and they appreciate beauty and tasteful design.
That's right. And a lot of them are committee new personally. And so either seeing their work, going to their homes, different reasons that we thought that they would be able to represent our community really well in what they're able to do. So
and really a shout out to John and Barbara Burson, Ben and Christy Garrett, and John and Carolyn Adcock.
Yes.
I mean, they're just like,
they're giving up their homes for a week.
Yeah.
And I mean, because the move-in is today, and so they're going to be inundated with furniture, tables, people coming in for several hours the next week.
Be a little chaotic.
And then let alone all the guests coming through who've purchased tickets. So we're most grateful to our house sponsors or to our homeowners.
Let's jump back just for a minute, because this is what fascinates me. I mean, Circles of West Georgia has always fascinated me, and in part, not only because of its work and what it can accomplish in individual lives, but it just, one reason it fascinates me is because in a way it's kind of hard to convey what it is. I mean, we're used for nonprofits. We raise money, we donate money to support those in need. It's pretty straightforward. But this is actually different in that people are getting connected one-on-one. And with that in mind, tell us about allies. We mentioned leaders earlier, but tell us, you use the term allies. What does that mean, and why is that important?
Sure. Well, our allies, we feel really to make an impact with our program, there needs to be trust, support. There needs to be that bond so that they can work closely together on really difficult issues. I don't know many people who openly talk about their finances and their budgets and some of the situations that have gotten people into poverty. But our allies and our leaders talk about these very intimate topics. And so, first of all, the trust has to be there in order to talk about that. And I think that what happens is this transformation so that as our leaders realize that the allies are really there just to support them in whatever their decisions are, that whether it's improving their education or whether it is seeking another job, whatever, that they can talk about these things, and they can talk about the situations that may have gotten them in where they are, and so that's the important role that our allies play.
It's what I mean. For most of us, you can take out your cell phone and you've got quite a number of people in your cell phone. In other words, you've got a network of people that you're connected with on all different levels. But for a lot of the leaders or people just coming into circles, there's not a network. And that's one of the important things about circles is you provide a network of support, do you not?
That's right. So the allies, the allies share their personal network. So when our leaders might need a car repair or they need a good tax accountant or something that is in their particular situation,
God
that our
knows
allies,
we all do.
right, legal aid or whatever, but our allies are able to share that. But I also want to emphasize it's not just our allies. We have been developing what we call resource teams, and the resource teams are just community members. If people don't want to make that commitment for almost up to 2 years to be an ally, we have these teams of people that come in from the community and are serving also as this network. So we have several different functions that our teams are doing, but one of them is expanding that circle of support and network. And again, we feel like it's also tying people from the community into the issue of poverty in a way that they might not have been tied in before.
Mm-hmm. And in a way to directly do something about it.
Exactly.
Because you just don't give money to leaders, correct?
We give no money. There's the only benefit that our leaders get, if you want to call it a benefit, there's a weekly meal.
Okay.
And we have speakers. Our weekly meeting is on Tuesdays at the tag and voting office.
Okay.
And there is a program. And so we have an adult program and we have a children's program. And we're really designing the children's program to mirror some of what the parents are doing. So it could be things on financial literacy. It could be understanding budget. So when the parents are coming home and they say, sorry, that's not in our budget, or that's a want, not a need, that the children are understanding that language.
Yeah. Well, that's priceless in a way. It really is. So, all right. Let's see. We're going to run out of time. So before we do, I don't want to overlook anything in regards to the designer show house. You cannot do something like this without a great deal of sponsor support. And let's not forget our sponsors before we run out of time. Can you mention some of them?
Sure. Our lead sponsor, our premier sponsor, is Georgia West Realty, and they are really supporting the whole program. And then we have a couple house sponsors, R&R Enterprise, Arbor Design Group, and Georgia Power. And of course, we have a great sponsor with Graddick Communications and with the Times-Georgian, as well as Garrett and Robinson, Walker Cadillac, Hightower Funeral Homes, Alex Roush Architect, Betty and Tommy Green, Greer Tysinger, Spa 316, Alpha Insurance, Carroll Realty, Archstone, Keller Williams, Pool RX, State Farm, Jill Duncan, and then some of our other sponsors, Morgan Oil, Indulge Salon, and again, of course, thank you so much to Steve Graddick and Graddick Communications.
Well, it's our honor, and we're going to be back with more with Mary Hart, Executive Director of Circles West Georgia, as we talk about Circles Designer Show House, A Christmas on Dixie, after this word from Tanner Health System.
At Tanner, we're advancing health throughout West Georgia and East Alabama, because we know that exceptional care isn't based on how many patients we serve, but how well we serve them. That's why we're focused on quality, delivering the best possible care for our patients. It's why we're expanding our clinical services and building new facilities to serve our growing community. And it's why we're looking beyond our hospitals and medical practices to develop sustainable wellness and preventive health programs in our region. What makes a hospital great has changed. It's not how many beds we have. It's how well we care for the neighbors who need them. Delivering the right care to every patient, every time, is how Tanner is advancing health with medicine beyond measure. Learn more at tanner.org or find a physician on our medical staff by calling 214-CARE.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Community Voice. I'm Steve Graddick, your host. We're talking about the Designer Show House to benefit Circles of West Georgia. Christmas on Dixie, it's called this year. We're talking about the gala coming up, I believe it's Thursday evening, right?
That's right.
You know, in doing a work like this, the rewards really come back to the volunteers, to the boards, to those who give, because the successes are generational. Mm-hmm. And do you have like a success or two that maybe you could share with us?
We sure do. We have several, but the two that I'll focus on is one woman who graduated a couple years ago from our program, has started her own home health care and is doing quite well. She's worked her way out of poverty and has found stability, has joined our Chamber of Commerce. Another one who really didn't believe that there was many options for her, has started back at the University of West Georgia. She's now a junior and an honor student, and just didn't think that she had that capacity. And I just think what a great example for both of these women's families to show these successes.
Okay. I know that's rewarding, and it sometimes it may seem like, small, because you're talking about one person here, one person there, mm-hmm. one family here, one family there, but there's really no other way to deal with it, is there? And that may be an unfair question,
well,
but it seems like maybe the most effective way of dealing with the problem of poverty in the welfare state is one-on-one.
Well, that's what we're focusing on, and I'm not sure that, I'm curious to see what our community will continue to do, as far as they are the most supportive community I've ever seen regarding pulling together resources. And so I do have hope that through some of the research and pulling together, that we will be able to tackle this situation with poverty in our community.
That's a good segue into talking about the volunteer program. Tell us about what kind of volunteers you're soliciting, what are the needs, and
Sure.
who can volunteer?
Yes, we have needs for volunteers who want to do once a year, which would be providing a meal. We have speakers, opportunities for people to come in and work with our children. Certainly our allies, which is maybe about a 6 to 10 hour a week, a month, 6 to 10 hours a month commitment. Certainly our leaders, those are volunteers. They come in. We need them as well. We need our graduates to come in. But really our whole community providing resources, whether it's, again, car repair or legal services, we need everybody to step up.
How do you go about contacting Circles of West Georgia?
Sure. We have probably the website would be one way, and that would be Circles of West Georgia. And my phone number, 678-551-4395. But we are in the community quite a bit, and so hopefully there will be brochures and our business cards at several different agencies and contacts.
Before we wrap it up talking about the designer show house and ticket locations, I think it's always good. I always like to give a shout out to the board.
Sure.
Because the board members, let's see, how much do they get paid for this?
Zero.
So, at least one shout out, they've earned that. Tell us who are members of the Circles board.
We've got a fantastic board, and I know everybody says that, but they truly step up and volunteer at all of our functions and are great. We're having a meeting today, as a matter of fact, but Edie Haney is our chair, Dolores Clark is our vice chair, Latasha Vaughn is our treasurer and secretary, Kim Jones, Brooke Johnson, Catherine Gordon, Pat Waldrop, Sebastian Mason, Kirby Butler, Sarah Siegel, Betty Williams, and Tom Ford.
It's pretty good.
It's a great board.
Oh, how about that? Okay. All right. It's this Thursday and Friday, am I right?
Thursday is our gala.
Uh-huh.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday is our tour of homes, 10 to 5. And tickets are available at Mountain Oak Floors, Classy Cricket, The Nest, Furniture House, Feathers and Twigs, and, of course, the Circles office.
And where is the Circles office?
It's at 423 College Street.
And what does that mean?
It is our tag and voting building that most people recognize it by.
Well, when you say the tag office, everybody knows where that is.
Right. Well, since voting starts, I need to put that plug in too.
Yeah, exactly. Mountain Oak, Florist, Classy Cricket, The Nest, Furniture House, Feathers and Twigs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the Circles office. All right. And then the gala, which is Thursday night at the Burson home. And that, I think you said that was at 6 p.m.?
5 to 8.
5 to 8.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And for entry to that or a ticket for that, simply contact the Circles office?
Can contact Circles, can also go to these same locations to
Really?
purchase one.
Okay. All right.
Can buy tickets online at the Circles of West Georgia Designer Show House website. We have a specific website just for ticket sales.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And say that again?
It's the Circles of West Georgia Designer Show House.
Okay. All right.
And people can go online and buy a ticket.
All right. And tickets are $20.
$20. Mm-hmm. The
And
gala is $200.
And tour of homes is from 1 to 4 p.m. Am I right on that?
On Sunday.
On Sunday. And
On
then,
Sunday.
And then 10 to 5 on Friday and Saturday.
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay, good. It's hard for me, all these numbers. I'm sorry. It's just a lot of numbers. So how long have you been executive director?
I'm just coming up on about 1 year.
1 year. So tell us, surprise question, tell us what it's been like. What's it meant to you personally to have this role?
I have gotten to know, I think the thing that stands out is how much our community has pulled together for Circles of West Georgia. I have worked with nonprofits. I've worked with the university in Carrollton I've been here almost 25 years. And I have never seen a community come together so much for an organization. And that has just really touched my heart in the number of volunteers and the people who come and support us.
And the near circle chapters are where?
We have chapters in Columbus and LaGrange, and there's a new one forming up in Duluth.
Okay.
In Georgia.
In Georgia.
In Georgia.
Right. Okay. Well, very good. All right. Well, we hope to raise a lot of money with the Designer Show House, and hopefully with the gala too, because this is one worthwhile program. I'll tell you that. And we're proud to have been a part of it and continue to be a part of it. It's just to me, it's just very special because of its approach. It's so unique and so wonderful. With that said, anything we're overlooking?
I just want to say thank you.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing to say. And you have a lot of people to thank in doing something like this, that's for sure. This is really a community effort. All right. Our gratitude to Mary Hart, Executive Director of Circles of West Georgia. Don't forget the gala this Thursday and the Designer Show House Christmas on Dixie Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we thank you most of all for listening to the Community Voice here on WLBB Carrollton.